Dear delegates, friends, ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to declare open the 204th Executive Committee meeting of Liberal International. I speak for the Bureau and Secretariat in warmly welcoming you. Dear friends, what challenging year 2021 is. This is the second year of a pandemic that is eroding our health, our economies, and our social organization. Many of us have lost a family member or close friends. And today, on behalf of all of you, I want to honor the memory of all we have lost. We have all lost a passionate defender of the values we stand for. And I would like to pay tribute to my friend, our friend and colleague, Hans van Baalen. May his soul rest in peace, his spirit and memory live on in our minds and through our fight for more freedom in the world. Colleagues, there are reasons to be worried about the situation in the world. The pandemic put us face to face with our capacity to adapt, to cooperate, and to innovate. Despite the discovery of the vaccine, many countries from the developing world have no access to the inoculation. And in the developed world, COVID-19 variants remain threats, keeping our borders closed and stalling the restart of our economies. COVID-19 remains a magnifier of inequalities within societies and across countries. We are evolving in a different world where our friends on social media have increased, our activities switched from real to virtual. The digital world has become a reality in our daily life, and there are now many jobs that don't exist before were born, while many of the jobs we knew well are lost. Education has switched to digital education, and our homes have become our town, our region, our country, our world. Dear friends, this year marks the 15th consecutive year of decline of global freedom. Freedom House reported that nearly 75% of the world population lived in a country that faced deterioration during last year. And this is not surprising if we look at the increasing number of nationalist, extremist, populist, and authoritarian regimes around the world. From Asia to Latin America and from Europe to Africa, we all know so many activists who are imprisoned or persecuted because of their ideology or thought or choices about how they want to live their lives. These activists, dear friends, stand tall for democracy and dignity, and their fight are our fight. Because to deny people their dignity is to deny their human rights. This year also marks the 26th meeting of the parties to the UN Convention of Climate Change. Climate change, the biggest challenges, in my opinion, facing humanity. Because we know that the fight against climate change is an agenda of development, security, and peace. And for we, as liberals, we know that climate change and the SDGs are the two sides of the same coin. Billions of people around the world have no access to drinking water and sanitation. Billions of people have no access to clean energy. Millions of hectares of agricultural land are degraded, threatening food security in the world and prompting millions of people to migrate. Although since the Paris Agreement was adopted in 2015, the CO2 emissions are in a constant increase instead of decrease. The targets announced in the Paris Agreement would result in warming well above 3 degrees C by 2100 compared to the pre-industrial levels if we continue doing what we are doing now, nothing. And this is worsening with the health crisis. This is worsening with the economic and social impact of the pandemic. Because today priorities for many countries around the world are not fighting climate change, but surviving the health and the economic crisis. And I hope, dear friend, I hope that the recent tragedies of the floods, wildfires, and severe storms in Europe, China, USA, and North Africa will bring back the urgency on the table, and that Glasgow during COP26 will succeed in putting us on the right path to reach carbon neutrality. In short, the world we know now will not be the world of the future in the era of digitalization, artificial intelligence, and the global transformation called for by the Paris Agreement. Our old ways did not work because the world is changing and we are not. We are placed in a historic moment where we have a chance to rethink and to reinvent our shared future. Business as usual will not allow humanity to correct its mistakes, especially during this critical time of COVID-19 and the threats of climate change. The world needs to turn this health crisis into an opportunity to reduce inequalities, to restructure multilateralism and international cooperation, to reestablish the foundations of democracy and the rule of law, and to foster within the recovery plan a low-carbon investment to reach the global transformation called for by the Paris Agreement. Because no one of us will be safe until all of us, we are safe. Because healthy economies require a healthy world, I'm asking you, dear friend, to join me in calling on the international organization, international community, and especially the UN to accelerate its support in giving access to the vaccine to the most vulnerable. Ladies and gentlemen, we must not perpetuate the same systemic challenges while creating new digital ways to live and to engage. We must innovate in the field of digital education, ensure that no one is left behind, and ensure that digital technologies are designed with human rights and values as the lead principles. This is the vision rooted in the Andorra Manifesto, and these are the foundations of our action plan that the Bureau members, Secretariat, committee members, and partners are engaged to implement, and it's why. On behalf of all of you, I would like to express my gratitude to our partners, our committee's chairs, and members who allow us to create a world movement connecting all of our members' parties worldwide. I would like to thank FNF, with whom we have launched two projects, the Political Startup Incubator and the Freedom Fights Fake campaign. VVD, with whom we have launched the LI Academy. Lita and our General Secretary will tell you more about Lita. I'm very proud about this project. D66, with whom we have launched two projects already on climate migration campaign and gender equality, and we are launching soon a project which is called Stronger Together, dedicated to enhance the capacities of women. Radical Venture, with whom we launched the Liberal Principle of Digitalization campaign. And ALDE Group in the Parliamentary Assembly of the Council of Europe, with whom we are now studying the link between human rights and environment, with the ultimate objective to introduce the safe environment within the Human Rights Convention, and that will be transformational. I would like to thank ALDE Party, with whom we are revolutioning the way liberals connect through our liberal hub, our Women in Political Party Index 2. The presentation which will follow my remarks will tell you more about our projects and activities. I would like also to thank our General Secretary, William Townsend, and his hard-working team, Andrea, the Head of Policy and Programs, Irene, our Human Rights Program Officer, and Jason, the Head of our Communications. To end my remark, I would like to thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for your participation. I have no doubt that all of us put together have what it takes, not only to reimagine a new world, but to build it, a free, fair, sustainable, liberal world where nobody is left behind. Thank you.